The problem area is on I-65 South on the Kentucky side after drivers make their first decision. So after you decide to stay on I-65 South, your next decision is this fork in the road right here, where you can choose to take the Jefferson Street downtown off-ramp. There have been 4 semi-truck crashes at this exact spot since the day of the Kentucky Derby, May 3rd. It has been raining during every one of those 4, but there's more going on than just the rain. Looking up from Witherspoon Street, you can see the scars on this section of I-65. On June 13th, a semi-truck hit the dividing barrier for an unknown reason and caught on fire as it dangled off the interstate.
Is the driver out of the car?
Yes, I got him right here, and he needs an ambulance.
The driver jumped at least 20 feet onto another highway to save himself. He was hospitalized but survived. 6 weeks before this one, there were 3 semi-truck crashes at this exact same spot the weekend of the Kentucky Derby. One of those also involved a driver dangling off the overpass.
You guys, please help me. I'm about to fall down from the bridge.
Louisville Fire successfully rescued the man. Focus reviewed all 4 of these crash reports. Each one lists the roadway condition as wet and the weather as raining. Only one of the 4 lists speed as a possible factor. Shifting loads in the trailer and non-compliant tires are also mentioned. How far behind the truck were you?
I had a buddy in front of me, and I was behind him. We were maybe a truck length behind him.
Carl Wilkerson is a 19-year truck driver who was driving his personal vehicle with his wife the morning of the Sunday, May 4th crash. He stayed and gave police a statement. He got to walk around on the highway for hours while it was shut down to traffic.
The right lane on 65, where it splits off the 2 lanes to go to 65, that right lane, the grooving's in a different direction than the left lane, and it's like ice when it gets wet.
Here's an aerial view from our Sky 11 drone of that area. Wilkerson believes there's a difference in traction between the right lane of I-65 and the left lane. So I drove that area with a GoPro on the top of my car to try and spot the difference. Before we even cross the bridge, let's note there's a 60-mile-per-hour speed limit in southern Indiana. A little bit further, there's a 50-mile-per-hour speed limit right at the first joint of the Kennedy Bridge. Now I'm approaching the area where these accidents are happening. You can see the char and debris over here. If we pause the video at this point, the 2 lanes look pretty similar. I sent the video to Wilkerson, who said it was easier to see the different grooving when walking on the highway. The Transportation Cabinet said a difference in pavement texture is not uncommon and does not on its own pose safety concerns. The spokesperson also echoed the causes listed in the crash reports, like weather, speed, non-compliant tires, and shifting loads. Perhaps the most interesting part, the Transportation Cabinet will apply a high-friction surface treatment on I-65 from the end of the Kennedy Bridge to the Witherspoon Street overpass. That will happen, quote, this summer.
The kind of standard practice is in, the transportation safety industry is usually looking at a 3 to 5 year period.
Dr. Robert Kluger, a civil engineering professor at the U of L, says not to draw too many conclusions from just a 2-month period.
Some sites are very likely to experience bad luck over, short periods of time, and sometimes it balances out.
Do you ever have problems driving that specific area?
I have never had an issue in there. I generally take it pretty slow through there.
Wilkerson says before this summer, this fork didn't have a bad reputation amongst truckers. He hopes with these changes from the Transportation Cabinet, it can prove to just be an unlucky stretch for this tricky triangle. In Louisville, Travis Breeze, WHAS 11 on your side.